are ready to begin. The match will be on Antigua Shipyard. Is everyone ready for the grand final of BlizzCon 2011?
All right, Sean, go ahead and click start game and let's get into it.
And there it is, the countdown has begun. 5 seconds until game begins on Antigua Shipyard. I cannot wait. The perfect first map to begin this series. Big distances between the bases and a lot of expansions to gobble up.
We're going to see where those players are going to be spawning here in just a couple seconds, which will make a huge, huge difference here. Sean, Antigua Shipyard, what do you just think about this map in general?
I mean, I gotta say, I think that with Nestea's defensive abilities, it's definitely gonna be a comfortable map for him. It's all gonna be up to MVP's ability to defend those counterattacks and be able to perform under all the pressure that Nestea's gonna throw at him.
Here we go, guys. Sean, go ahead and give a player shout out.
I think it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to get started. And to begin with, we're gonna do our player introductions. Now, I want the whole hall to be as quiet as possible, eerily silent, despite having 10,000 people watching live right now. If you're a fan of the 3-time GSL champion, the greatest Zerg in the world, then give a cheer for IM's Nestea!
And if you would like the Terran, the best Terran in the world, Sean, IM MVP to come back from the loser final and actually take out Nestea here, give a cheer.
Looks like right off the bat, MVP going to be planting down that supply depot at the front of his base. Nestea will be sending this first Overlord out, and immediately I'm a little nervous about this Overlord positioning because he really can't put it anywhere useful after he finds out his opponent is not at the right position.
We see we are going to have cross-map spawns here, Sean. This is ultra exciting to see because we're not going to see any two-base all-in from Nestea like we saw on that Shattered Temple game when these two met prior in this tournament.
Yeah, Nestea does have a great long-term play, but if Nestea's convinced he's going to have a hard time in those early and mid-game stages, he is more than happy to go all in. And you know, given MVP's reliance on those solid long-term plays, I would imagine he's going for the double Hellion play, JP.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. I mean, that's kind of becoming standard right now in this matchup. You see the 15 hatch going down for Nestea. And we saw in game one when these two met also prior in this tournament that Nestea defended with only Zerglings and then went and killed his opponent with that Infestor-Ling combination. What do you think about that style of play?
I definitely think that the Infestor-Ling composition is going to be absolutely perfect for Antigua Shipyard. Very long distances. If you have that creep spread, suddenly the speed Zerglings on creep can get in every single place on the map in about under 15 to 20 seconds. So what that means is that counterattacks are going to be a lot stronger from Nestea. He can defend against drops reasonably well, and MVP is going to have a hard time pushing.
Now, what does MVP really got to do here, Sean? You've been in these situations before in tournaments. You're down, you're coming from the loser's bracket, you're playing against the best Zerg in the world. What does he have to do for himself?
Well, the big thing that you definitely do not want to do if you're in an MVP situation is try to do something too over-aggressive in game one. If you are down already one best-of-3 in the finals, and you're starting the first best-of-3 down 0-1, it's very easy to go completely down and out. You want to play a nice, long, normal macro game for your first game just so you get a lot of comfort. MVP, though, is no stranger to pressure or stress, so I imagine he'll be playing in top form.
We see MVP sending out 2 Marines. He does find the Overlord. Uh-oh.
That's a great play by MVP. He's going to supply block Nestea right off the bat. Nestea has not yet even begun to make another backup Overlord. Looks like it's getting down 35 health, 23-11.
And it falls.
See you later, Overlord. MVP with a nice early advantage.
Now we see him at 28 of 20 supply. The other Overlord just now started. He's not going to be able to drone up anymore. He probably will have to tech. We might see maybe another expansion as well. We see the factory switching with the racks there, so we should see some Hellions coming out, and there they are, Sean.
Double Hellion incoming and a Mule. Oh my god, that is brilliant.
Wow.
A Mule.
Explain that, Sean. Why would a Mule be out in the center of the base?
A Mule brings back triple the income of your average SCV. And what happens is if it's bringing back that huge surge of minerals and it dies on its way back from that final return, then you've wasted about 30 minerals because it never quite got back to the command center. So if you are smart and if you are sharp, right when that Mule gets down to about 5-second life remaining, you just pull it off, let it die, and get yourself extra 30 minerals for the course of the gameplay.
That is some definitive top-level play here coming out of MVP. He does have map control with these two Hellions. He will move over into the base of Nestea here at the natural, but there's a spine crawler to defend against it. He's going to have some hard time as one of the Hellions does take a little bit of damage.
Oh, a little bit of nerve issues. MVP didn't play with Legos enough as a child and missed that factory land. Didn't connect it to that tech lab, but now he's getting the blue flame upgrade.
Interesting.
Going to be transitioning straight into a solid map control play. I mean, he saw Nestea go mass Zerglings against him in game 1. Why not prepare that sort of counterplay in this first match as well?
See a lot of lings already out for Nestea. Speed just now finishing. And here comes MVP trying to get into the Peon line. He gets a big attack there, but is he going to get surrounded, Sean?
Oh, MVP's pulling back. He's surrounded and he whiffs on the fire. And can he manage to get the Zerglings back? They're all very low on health.
He's two left. Oh, there's the surround and it gets cleaned up, Sean. Nestea just performing so well in defense, and there's the hatchery to seal off that wall.
Oh, I think you are absolutely dead on, JP. It looks like Nestea will be going for that big Ling Infester play, and it is going to run headlong into the best response possible by MVP, but MVP is very low on that supply count. He's already 12 supply behind his opponent. So that could spell a lot of trouble, regardless of the fact that he has so many Blue Flame Hellions.
If we take a look at the units, Nestea at 43 drones right now, MVP at 29 FCVs. How does Nestea find the time to drone like that? He has so many lanes already out on the field. That is basically never missing a single larva inject.
Absolutely not. I mean, he just cannot mess up his fundamentals. Nestea is just showing incredible form, and oh, there's the reveal of the Blue Flame Hellions. That will definitely make Nestea feel a little bit more leery, but look at this, JP. Researching the +1 missile attack upgrade. That is a very surprising move.
And here come the Blue Flames. They're going to be easily
able
to pass that spine crawler. Now they're in the wrong line. Uh-oh, he's lining them up.
He's lining them up, JP. Oh, no. That's not where you want to go with the drones, Nestea. He's trying to find any angle that he can.
17 drones down, 20 drones down. It's still going 24.
Can he get one more shot? And it looks like, sneaking into the main. 24 drones down. That is a very large blue line.
Might even get a couple more, Sean. Nope, that Hellion does fall. We look at the supply count now. 39 drones, 38 for MVP. He's tied up with the drone count. You see a Spire started there for Nestea.
And it looks like Nestea spotted the fact that there are factories producing mass Hellions in the middle of the map. The expansion is up for MVP in that unit counting station. 42 drones from Nestea to the 40 from MVP. An incredible display of that drone timing you were talking about, JP, after taking 24 a medevac drop. Sneaking in, the drones try to block it, but MVP showing incredible control. He's slipping around the backside and does manage to retreat in time. He is now up to 30 workers kill total.
And that is something that is not typical of Nestea. If there's anyone that has the crisis management to not lose a single drone in this matchup, it is Nestea, because he's done it before, Sean.
And we're seeing a little bit of uncharacteristic sloppiness from Nestea, getting these two evolution chambers and not yet researching that +1 carapace out of his second Evo chamber. Now the Spire is almost done, and MVP's in a very dangerous position if he does not spot this Spire soon.
Now, we just saw MVP check for the third base of Nestea. He didn't find anything, and in response, we see a third command center of his own. The Spire is about to finish. Looks like he'll be able to produce about 8 Mutalisks, but here comes another drop in the main, Sean.
There he is, dropping down, starting to do some damage. Can he get that many more drones? And it looks like he's managing to pick off a few. A great surround by Nestea. Almost no damage dealt. And we do see those two armories in production for MVP, so he can get those essential double upgrades, but he desperately needs to begin adding on Thors because it looks like 8 Mutalisks are about to happen, and he scans and sees the Mutalisks.
And he actually has 0 missile turrets, no engineering bay either, so the only thing that he can really defend against this is going to be a single Viking, and one of them's dying right there, the other one's coming out of the starport, Sean. Those mutas could do a lot of damage.
Oh, but MVP, it looks like
the Hellions.
MVP now trying to do the counterattack. He's trying to force the Mutalisks to pull back, and it looks like MVP is not pulling back. And wow, he is going directly into the main. There's attempted surround, but there's massive damage being dealt by MVP. Nestea now also swinging into the main base where there is a single Viking, and the turrets desperately try to get planted.
We see the Hellions are still roasting all these drones. Is he gonna? Oh, they're like,
oh no!
Oh, there's a big one. And what are the Mutalisks up to, Sean, there? You see the missile turrets trying to get finished, but Nestea is just doing so much damage with these Mutas.
Oh, Nestea trying to control as best he can in the main, but the Mutalisks are still ripping apart MVP's main. 55 workers have been killed by MVP, and it looks like in that unit tab, they're still very even in that worker count. Nestea has been unable to break through that line with that many missile turrets, and it's only a matter of moments before that first Thor pops down.
This is so smart. Nestea taking out the tech lab so that those Thors cannot be reproduced, but here he goes. He's still focusing down. Oh, a ton of SCVs coming to repair.
A nice big Thor shot lands on that pack of Mutalisks. And MVP has successfully defended this Mutalisk counterattack from Nestea.
Now, Sean, if you pull up the workers kill tab, 55 drones have been killed, and somehow Nestea still has the higher drone count right now in this match.
That's actually absurd. He's made already nearly 100 drones, and he is shirking it off like it's nothing. Another attempted swing.
Ooh, that was a big shot there on those Mutas.
Yeah, those Thors can do incredible damage from such a sick range. And now it looks like Nestea not going to rely on any more surprises, going to back up and do that solid, stable, big Roach play.
And the orbital will have to be lifted because Mutas are here, but it will not start to burn. Looks like the Thors will chase it away. And Nestea's being so careful with these Mutas, as he really has to be. He cannot lose those and lose the map control right now, as MVP is going to be trying to deny the third base with those Hellions, maybe just doing a straight run into the natural.
Yeah, the Hellions definitely going to be a nice tool for MVP at this phase in the game. Obviously, they're going to have to run away from the Mutalisks, but it's fairly difficult to really prevent them from poking in at these expansions. I mean, if you come to the unit tab, it's 12 Mutalisks and a Roach. That's it for Nestea. He is up to 71 drones. Again, an absolute genius when it comes to sneaking in those extra drones, but MVP, oh wow, has 4 Thors already. That is a, speaking of lining up, JP, a whole slew of drones get roasted at the front gates, and it looks like 61 drones now down, but with this many Thors being constructed, MVP is saying that he wants to attack very soon.
And here comes MVP. Is he going to be moving out or just securing kind of this middle area between his 3 bases? We'll find out in just a couple of seconds. The Mutas, though, are about to find these Hellions and actually do a lot of damage to them. The Thors are very far behind, taking out an Overlord, and these Hellions are just getting destroyed, Sean.
These Hellions really need to stay alive. This is the extra little bit of damage boost that he needs, and it looks like slowly but surely the Mutalisk count is being whittled down by MVP's massive amount of Thors. We see all the SCVs coming to the front lines to repair, and nothing but Thors being produced from MVP. And look at the rally points. He is going straight onto his own units. MVP wants to end this game right now.
And Nestea is actually supply capped, so he cannot build any more units, Sean. This is going to be a huge attack for MVP.
And it looks like there's the Spine Crawler's taking a lot of damage, and MVP just running into the front lines with those Thors. He has more Thors in the back. A 5th one coming to the front lines. A nice time scan by MVP reveals that Nestea's unit count is not nearly as high as he'd like, and this is a lot of vulnerable drones. A single Roach is there to defend.
Is he going to be able to save these drones? Looks like he will not move in with the Hellions. He's a little bit nervous about doing that, but he has a great spread with these Thors and the tanks behind, and here come the Hellions, Sean.
Oh, and it looks like all the drones coming into the fray. Great control by MVP.
But the Mutas, Sean, the Mutas are across the map. Oh no!
Can he manage to eliminate that many Mutalisks? There are Roaches coming in, but the tanks are doing massive damage, and MVP cleans it up.
Only has a handful of Roaches left. Looks like he will be able to take this out. 14 more Roaches about to pop, but that is so many tanks, Sean, and these 2 Thors with so many SCVs repairing it.
And it looks like MVP gently, slowly, assuredly moving forward with those siege tanks. His 3rd expansion has been established. With that many Roaches coming out from Nestea, he may be able to pull a miracle. Missile turrets being planted at the front lines, drones rapidly falling. MVP is in a dominating position to win this game.
MVP is setting up shop here with those missile turrets, but Nestea is not done yet. He's moving forward with all of his Roaches, doing his best to take out one of the Thors, but there is still 2 more. The other one, no, is it going to fall? No, it's getting saved by the SCVs.
He manages to keep it alive. And it looks like despite losing 2 quick games in the winner's bracket final, MVP is here to put on a show, terrorizing his 3rd expansion of Nestea. It has fallen. MVP now has the lead in expansions, and the game goes to him.
Can MVP start the comeback, Sean? He just took the 1st game. If he can actually come back and force this into a 2nd set, that will be the stuff of legend, Sean.
I mean, it's so true. In this tournament structure, MVP needs to win 2 best-of-3s because he came from the lower bracket. Nestea, on the other hand, needs to win only 1 best-of-3, and MVP's only 1 game away from resetting the series and making